No, I messed up. Nice.
Maybe next time.
Final round, fight.
What? And this is why you want to use this character.
Ashrah wins.
Do you have a fairy Kenshi nerf?
Round one.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if I do. What? What? They robbed me. I didn't do that.
Round two, fight.
That was well played.
Final round, fight.
What the fuck? Nice. Nice.
Finish her.
Not expecting a nerf, but I heard that's what people are asking for. He needs to just, yeah, definitely the whiff grab, but then there's also like some other things too. Like, I feel like, I think Sentos is state. I think okay.
Round one.
Depending on what move you use with that character, you should be able to like. Hold on, let me focus.
Money shot. It's been a long day.
Round 2, fight.
Your death for my life.
Final round, fight.
All right, so I consider Ashrah to be, she's what you would call in other fighting games or even like in like MMOs and stuff. She reminds me of like an assassin character. Her whole goal is to do so much damage, dish out so much damage at no cost, right? So like she's gonna do this, right? Oh, let me see. Right? Her combo's going to look like that. Of course, you're going to use a cameo, but she's just going to dish out damage as quick as possible. Just like that's just 2 bars, right? And that's really good. And I did nothing. It took nothing to do this.
And that's her only string where if she doesn't get the first initial hit, she can hit confirm off the second. The unique thing about her is that you can't hit confirm off of any of her second hits because it becomes really risk reward. And you don't really want to play risk reward with her because she has so many different ways to die. But this is the reason why I use Goro, is because he covers all her options. So like, for an example, if I wanted to commit to this string, I can with Goro, and it'll leave me plus or leave me safe, right? If I use like this string by itself, like if I was using Sareena, for example, it leaves me -6, and I don't want to ever be -6. My whole goal is to space you out and not be able to get hit. I don't want to play defense. You really don't want to play defense with the character. Like obviously you want to, but you don't really want to because you capitalize so much off of your offense where it's just going to be frustrating for your opponent and they're going to get opened up easily just because of that simple reason. And Goro allows me to be dumb safe or dumb plus where I can keep my turn. So this OS is 2 options now. So if they do get hit, I could do things like this. And I can get a combo. If they don't get hit, then I can do things like this. And I'm plus 15. That as well, plus 17. And then on top of that, I can now close out rounds with chip Now, if I was playing like Sareena, I couldn't close out a round, but now I can close out. Now I'm 0 on block. So if I wanted to, I can challenge. And then on top of that, I could do that and become safe, which is really dope too. And then I also get combos off my back throw. And I don't get that with Sareena. Now, Sereena's always going to be her better cameo to play neutral with, like I said, because I can sit in the neutral. I don't have to play your games. I can throw her out. She's really good against like Kung Lao hat. She's good against certain zoners. And then on top of that, when I use my purple, people automatically start jumping more because that's usually how you punish it. But the worst thing you can do is try to jump against her purple. Hold on. Right? Because she already has a really good anti-air where I wouldn't recommend jumping on this character. I really wouldn't. Like, this character is insane when it comes to anti-air. So what makes it kind of strong is that I can now OS my options now with this if you decided to jump. That's if I have purple. Purple is dope because it leaves her plus off of certain strings, which is really good for shimmying your opponent into thinking that they can take their turn back. And by the time usually they can challenge, but by the time that they realize that they can take their turn back, you're automatically taking your turn. And I feel like you can capitalize more the same way you would with like Tanya when she has that glow around her head. You can do more what do you call it? Capitalizing, because you can do things like this. Hold on, I want to set them to block. You can do things like this now, and you can pressure. So now you could do, because she's going through him, and then you still get your combo that I told you about. And you still get to chip him out. So like, you can just do so much more with Goro. But yeah, you're not going to be getting the crazy damage that you get with Sareena, but it's still pretty good. And you're safe off of that now. And you're plus, which is insane. And I think another thing that's really cool about her is that you have this string, right, that you can flaws block, but it becomes hard because now I can do things like that, or I could do, and I'm safe, actually plus too, and you can continue your pressure because a lot of times you can flaws block this string. And then another cool thing, like, bro, there's so much shit you can do with this. You can do things like this, and you can continue your pressure. If your opponent wanted to jump with you, you can punish them for that. And you have an OS. You can do this. After hard knockdown. So like if you wanted to, you could do this too. She has so many different setups. So like let's say that you did get the setup. Now you're plus. You could do things like that. You don't even have to use your cameo. I mean, you don't have to use the projectile if you don't want to, but you're still safe. And you're plus. And you can do combos off of this too. Hold on. You can get combos off with that as well. You could do like the way that you play Kung Lao, you can play the same way with her. So like you could do things like this, or you could just you can capitalize off it, and you can get out of there if you want. Like once you're in there, you can get out of there. However you want to play with her. I think she's just really dope in so many different ways. And you can cancel this move, which kind of throws your opponent off, because when they see you do it, they automatically think that you're gonna go into something else, which is really helpful. The combo extensions that she gets off of purple is pretty dope too. So let's say I got my purple off. You can now extend your combos how you want. I suck. And you can do this too. That's guaranteed. Like they can't even wake up. You can do that too. That's 1 bar, 44%. Like it's insane all the things that you could do with this character. And then in the corner, you could do this too. And that leaves you plus on block as well, I believe. Yeah, plus 15. Yeah, nah. And like I said, like if you have 2 Goros, you could even do things like this. You can do this too. And that's plus. That's even more guaranteed. And you can't match there. It's insane all this shit you can do. So it's not just about the back throw, being able to back throw with Goro. It's more or less being plus and being able to take your turn consistently with her. And like I said, she wants to play more offense than defense. She's one of the rarest characters in the game that really want to do such and can get away with it. And if you whiff a button, she can punish you from any range. Like from here, she can really punish you. She has a really good down poke to check you. Her down four is insanely good. She also has a sweep that's plus. She also has this move. A lot of people don't utilize it. I think it's really good. Because in this game, no matter if you're ducking, you still have to respect what you call it. Hold on, I want to set him to. Is it stand? Hold on, I'll block. Hold on, I'll hold it. So like in this game, not like Mortal Kombat 11, you have to hold highs no matter what. So even though the recovery is slow, this shows you how to manage and use your gauge bar. This is all about utilizing it because this allows you to be able to play more neutral, and it allows you to get away with using this move more because you don't. The rare thing about Ashrah is that she doesn't necessarily need a cameo. She needs a cameo in order to play like to be able to be top tier, basically, if that makes sense. Like she's already a great character without cameo, but she becomes insanely, I wouldn't say busted, but like she just becomes insanely good when she has a cameo with her. It doesn't matter what cameo you play. You can play with Scorpion, you can play with Goro, you can play with Sareena. It does not matter. It's more or less the idea of what you can do. So like for an example, right? I'll give you a great example. You say that her gauge, Goro's gauge is slow, but I promise you that you're not going to be on a high level. You're not going to be getting away with Sareena as much as you think you're going to, right? So Sareena is really meant for extending your combos, and she's also good for getting hard knockdown where you can do something like this, where you can take your opponent's meter. That's literally about it. Also, too, you can make yourself a slightly safe just by using like this one kunai. But in reality, you're not going to be using her as much as you think you are. And if you're doing this, this is already a bad habit. If you're doing this on block, first of all, you already wasted Sareena. Second of all, you can get punished depending on what character you go against. And then third, it does not matter what character you're going against. You already automatically lost your turn because your opponent can down poke, they can sweep you, and then some characters, like I said, can get combos off of it, and they can even get even more extensive combos just because certain animations cancel when you get hit by Sareena. So even though you would sit here and say that the cooldown is slow, you won't be utilizing as much as you think you are. And then on top of that, when you're utilizing Goro more than anything, because it allows you to go for shimmies, it allows you to go for grabs more. And then when your opponent is scared of a grab, then you can start shimmying more into this string, or you could just start getting away with this. Because at some point, they're going to be scared of the throw because they know that you get a combo off of it, and her throw combos are not like Kano. I mean, it's not like Liu Kang's. I actually get a whole combo, and I get a setup. So it knocks you to the ground, and I can do this, right? So I could do something like this. And I could back off and be plus from that. So she has more utilization on a higher level with Goro than Sareena, but depending on the matchup of what character you're going against, and if they're using Kung Lao as an assist and so on and so forth, then Sareena would be better in that sense. But I think there's more matchups to win with Goro than Sareena, but you get more damage, obviously. But there's no guarantee you're gonna get that damage all the time, especially when you're fighting someone who's really good. Most of the time, you're gonna be getting your damage from trying to mix them up. And then on top of that, if you do this string with Sareena, you don't have no like safety net. With Goro, you do. And if they get hit, you get a whole combo. If you like, you can OS this. Like, it doesn't matter. There's so much more that you can do. You said 2/2, 4/4 gels into 4 cameo. So it's not. Yeah. So like that's cool and all, right? It's cool and all that you can gel the cameo, but it's still not. You're not utilizing the character as much as you want. So right. So you said that you can do 2/2. You can gel 2/2 with Goro. You said 4 gels. You can gel it with Goro. You said back 2. You can gel that with Goro, and then on top of that, you don't have to stagger into gel strings with Goro. You can commit to full strings, and you get full combos, stuff like this. You don't get that with Sareena. And everything that you do, you get a combo off. You can even get a combo off a sweep with this character. There's just so much you can do. Like, I don't have to spin a bar now. Like, you have to spin a bar to combo this. If I have Goro, I don't have to. And I get a safety net, like I said. So, like, if you're fighting someone who's really good, they're going to react to this because they know that you're not going to enhance it. Because if you enhance it, I get a full combo. So if you just wanted to do this just to, like, you know, fill me out or whatever the case may be, you can no longer do that, especially against certain cameos, especially like Tanya. And then on top of that, if you wanted to wake up, you can do that now with this character. I'm trying to do this one. You can do that one. And if you have a hard time of getting in, you can now get in with Goro. Goro allows you to get in. Trying to tell you. And Goro, you forget that Goro has stomp, an unblockable stomp that I'm pretty sure you can combo off of. Depending on, you know, whatever like tech you find with it, I'm pretty sure you can find something, because like I said, after you launch them in the air, you can do, let's say that you get a combo, right? They have to guess now. Hold on. Whatever you want to come up with, that's totally up to you. I'm not saying that Sareena is not liable. I'm also saying that Goro gives you more a safety net, and there's more options, way more options with Goro, and it teaches you a few things. You learn a lot more playing with Goro than you would with Sareena, because Sareena is just, I would feel like Sareena is more like a stepping stone to understanding cameos. I don't think she utilizes or she plays the game as good as like all the other cameos. She's just really good for those who's trying to get into the game that don't really want to use the cameos as other people are utilizing them, and they might not be that good with them. You know what I mean? So like, you get all types of cool combos. You can combo that now. You can also do this string right here. You can also reset them. Right there, you can reset them. And they're plus as hell. I'm telling you why I use Goro. I'm not saying that Sareena's not better or you can utilize Sareena, whatever, however you feel. But for me, it's the reason why I picked up Goro over Sareena. And I did way better with Goro than Sareena in tournament, just because I'm really good at shimmying my opponent and creating mind games. So it's really good for my playstyle, especially the fact that like I'm really good at throwing people and I'm really good at shimmying them, so it goes really well. Because they get shimmied by this string because they think throws come in. So I can capitalize off of this more than I would with Sareena, and I can play more aggressive. And if I wanted to, I can back off and I can play like this more than I can do with Sareena. I have a better safety net. And I even forgot to tell you, I can even switch. I can even also switch mid combo and be safe. So like I could do this. That's safe. Hold on. That's safe. But you don't really need to do that because every time that you do a combo, you can switch. That's guaranteed. So like, let's say I did this, right? Hold on. That's basically guaranteed. And then on top of that, what another thing that I forgot to tell you is that you can even change mid combo. This right here, you can change that mid combo. Like, watch this. See that? Hold on. Now he has purple around him, and that's safe. You see what I'm saying? There's so much more that you can do with this character. It also, like I said, it teaches you how to use your gauge more, how to like utilize it correctly. It also shows you that when you don't have your cameo, how you're gonna play. You don't really want to get exposed. You also want to learn how to play. You want to learn how to play spacing, good fundamentals, good poking. You're gonna want to whip punish a lot more than you would with Sareena. It's going to enhance you to want to whiff punish more with this character because how else are you going to get this to come out? So if you whiff punish your opponent, you're able to do this, and then you can combo. You can do things like that, and that was one bar for 42%. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you can utilize this character however you feel, and then on top of that, you can even change mid combo, and you can do whatever you want with that, right? It's totally up to you. And every time you can even do this, right? Hold on. Does that do that? I thought you could do this. Yeah, I figured you could. And you can go for setups off of that too. Also, you can even do things like this. That's safe. It's so much more you can do with this character. You got, like I said, you can combo that. Hold on. I don't know. You can OS that too. See how much more you can do? And remember I told you this string right here is plus? So now you can OS this more. And it has no recovery. See what I'm saying? Does that make sense? This is just really dope. All the things that you could utilize with this character. But to be honest with you, this character is like, how can I explain it? She's very easy for all type of skill level. It doesn't matter what skill level you are. Y'all all gonna do the exact same combo, and her damage potential is very easy. She's very straightforward. She doesn't have like a different type of play style that you can really play with her. Like you can, but she's really about just dishing out a whole bunch of damage and oppressing you and making you gas off of this thing. And she can just use this over and over at a certain range and make you jump. And if you don't have a cameo to really deal with it, you're gonna end up having to spin a bar to even take your turn back or to challenge her, which is very strong. I think her buttons are really good as well. I think her shimmy game is really good. She gets Oki off of her every combo that she does. Not every character has that. She gets, even off of like her basic throws, she puts you in the range of her forward 2. And then on top of that, you can dash in and do a down forward and check your opponent. And you just basically reset neutral every throw. You don't really want Oki off of your throw because you kind of want to be able to utilize this string. So sometimes you want to throw this out, and sometimes you want to throw this string out. So you don't want your opponent to be too close, because if they are that close, then you won't be able to utilize these strings. You'll be too focused on trying to open them up. So I think that's really good for her. Yeah, no, no. So like that's why I said Oki. So it's not even just a safe jump. So what Oki means is basically you're guaranteed not just necessarily a setup, but you can get a whole bunch of other stuff. So like you just talked about a safe jump, that's Oki. So this right here allows me to get Oki, and that's why I said you can do this. That's safe. So rather than jumping, you can switch, and you get a whole different play style with purple. It allows you to cancel this, and you can take your turn. So that's what I mean. So like that's why I say you have to learn how to utilize the whole character, because a safe jump is cool, but it's more fun. I mean, it's more cooler when you do something like this. And you start mixing your opponent into a grab, and then you're back to Oki. So like you want to keep them there, but it's more or less like, how do you keep them there? You want to play in purple a lot more, because what's going to happen is your opponent's going to try to react, or they're going to hold it, or they're going to try to challenge. Those are 3 things that your opponent's most likely going to do after you do something that's plus with her. They're going to challenge, they're going to try to down poke, or they're going to respect you. That's all they really can do at that point. So since you basically what's the word I'm looking for? You kind of like limit what they can do on wake up. It makes it very hard for them to really pay attention to what you're going to do. Most of the time people are OS ducking. So a lot of times if they're OS ducking, you can use this to challenge them, and it's a mid, so they can't make up poke. And then on top of that, if you do commit to that string, you also can go back into Goro, like I said, and you can be plus. And even if you want to do your way, like you said, as far as in the safe jump, you can actually do safe jump into Goro, and also you get mixed. I forgot to tell you, you get mixed off of that now, because this is a throw, and if you're ducking, you get hit. So since it's a low. So if you're trying to block this, you're most prone to get hit by this, and it combos. So that's something to think about. Also keep in mind. That's really good as well. So like there's more, you get more utilization out of Goro than you would with Sareena, and that's really what you want to do with a character. That's how you that's what you want to do with a character. But then on top of that, that's how you know that a cameo is good for a character, when you can utilize every aspect of that character. Sareena, I think what's the problem with the NRS community is that you guys are okay with playing a certain way because you can get away with it, and then on top of that, it's very strong. So like Sareena is good, but she doesn't capitalize and show you the full potential of what you can do with Ashrah, because she's already strong. Just when you do 2-2 or 2-2 into Sareena, 2-2 into Sareena, and then 2-1 or 1-2, whatever it is, and then do 4-2, and then, you know what I mean? Like, you're okay with playing that way, which is fine, but you get to utilize the character way more, and it makes it more fun, and it makes it more enjoyable for you for longevity of the game, because you'll start to tend to get bored with that type of play style, and then you'll even find way more things that you can do with Goro and different setups and so on and so forth if you utilize Goro, rather than wait until Sareena gets nerfed or Sareena changes and then no one's using Goro, and Goro is really good, so people drop the character, or they just still play Sareena even though she's not that good no more. You get what I'm saying? You have to learn how to utilize certain cameos for certain matchups. So like, depending on what matchup you're playing against, like against Rain, Sareena wouldn't be necessarily that good, because you're not going to be able to utilize it as much, because he's going to have a bubble around him. But when you start utilizing your forward four or using a certain string into Goro, if he does put bubble around himself, you're guaranteed more pressure, you're guaranteed plus frames, you're guaranteed shimmy games, you're guaranteed so much more conditioning rather than what you can do with Sareena. You limit yourself, and that's the problem. Is that it doesn't take much to understand that. All you have to do is just try different cameos and see what you can do with them. What more can I do with this character? And that's kind of like why I think that Rain does really well with Striker is because I'm able to combo into my portals rather than having to cancel a string. And I don't think no other character can do that. Where like even with Sareena, with Ashrah, when I use purple, I don't know if I can cancel out of purple while Striker's coming in, and that will allow me to combo. You know what I mean? Like, and then on top of that, Striker doesn't allow me to. He doesn't compliment me off of my throws. You get what I'm saying? Sareena doesn't compliment me off my throws. There's just so much more you can do with that character. I think Goro will have to be your best cameo, but then again, you know, you still don't get 2-1 off of a combo with Goro. So I think that's the only thing you don't get. But other than that, I think that'd be dope. I think that would be dope too, by the way. But yeah, I think this character is really dope. I think the playstyle of this character is all about being pressure. She's really good at conditioning you. This utilizing her overhead a lot more and frustrating your opponent because it doesn't necessarily look like an overhead, and it's really good and it's really fast, and it's sometimes hard to punish because you have to wait for the follow-up hit of the overhead. But you can up block it, but even if you up block it, you make it safe with Goro. There's just so much you can do with the character. I recommend picking her up with Goro, but if you don't, you want to use Sareena because you're new to the game or whatever the case may be. It's not a bad idea either. Once you start getting comfortable with Sareena and comfortable with Ashrah, I recommend moving on to Goro. You'll start to realize that you start moving up the charts way faster with Goro because Goro's going to force you to have to play neutral. He's going to force you to be aggressive and learn how to be aggressive, learn how to not overextend, and then when you do overextend, how to go about it, and so on and so forth. There's just so much you can do with the character. But that's about it. That's all I got for you guys. That's all I got for you guys. That's all I got for you.